An introductory series, The Biological Approach to Behaviour, written and narrated by Whiteley. Chapter 5. Pheromones. Now, we've all probably heard of pheromones at some point, whether in the world of perfume or the natural world. But what exactly are they? A pheromone is a chemical messenger that communicates in such as fertility or sexual attraction from one member of a species to another. However, while there's a lot of evidence to support and prove their role in other mammals' behaviour and reproduction, their role in humans is debatable. This is because usually mammals have something called the accessory olfactory bulb, the nasal organ. This is where pheromones are processed for their information by the brain. But some humans have this bulb and others do not, and even if you have it, it doesn't seem to be connected to the rest of the neuron system. So how could the pheromones information be processed? On the other hand, it's possible that there's another area of the brain that processes this information. Now we're going to look at two contrasting studies on pheromones. Lovestorm and Olson 2005. In this experiment were measured in the presence of even a male or female experimenter and being exposed to androsten, also known as and. This is a chemical substance that is derived from testosterone. The results show that the woman's mood only increased in the presence of a male experimenter. In conclusion, and could play a role in signaling sexual attractiveness. Critically thinking. While the study does support the idea that pheromones signal attractiveness, the effects of the pheromone can't be separated from the natural effect of the experimenter, because the male experimenter was naturally attractive compared to the pheromone being the reason for the attraction. Hare et al. 2017. The study looked at whether and estratal EST signal gender and affected mate perception. 140 heterosexual subjects completed two computer-based tasks while exposed to and or EST with a cotton bud under the nose with a clove oil to mask the pheromone. One day they would complete both activities while exposed to and or EST, and the other day they would complete the activity with only the clove oil. The first activity was they were given 5 faces and they had to indicate gender. The second activity was they were given photos of the opposite sex and told to rate their attractiveness based on a scale of 1 to 10. The results showed no differences in the gender assigned to the face morphs between the two groups. For the second test, there was no difference between the attractiveness of the photos between the two groups. The gender of the experimenter had no effect on the results. In conclusion, and EST doesn't intensify attraction, so they don't count as human pheromones. Critically thinking. The study was controlled effectively as it used clove oil to cover up the smell of the pheromone, so no one would be able to detect the differences, and if they did detect a difference, this could open the experiment up to demand characteristics, when the participants think they know the purpose of the experiment and change their behaviour accordingly. For more information on demand characteristics, please read or listen to Research in Psychology. Nevertheless, this experiment is very artificial as we don't rate the attractiveness on people based on photos alone. Conclusion. Consequently, pheromones play a role in behaviour as they act as chemical messengers, and they can increase a woman's mood, so they affect us because they can increase our sexual attraction towards someone. Summary. A pheromone is a chemical messenger that communicates information from one member of the species to another. Lovestorm and Olson 2005 shows that hormones can increase a woman's mood, whereas Hare et al. 2017 showed that pheromones don't affect our behaviour. This has been an introductory series, The Biological Approach to Behaviour, written and narrated by Whiteley.